acid unloader backed up all the way. You see the couplings and the pipe are resting on the FME, and the couplings actually in the clean area of the FME. We've had Radcon do swipes of it, but I wanted to take a picture of this just so everybody could see. We've got it wheeled back, okay, unlock and wheel back, but we can only wheel it back so far, and you see from there it will hit the pipes. We need to be very careful we don't damage any lagging. Now, in addition, we've had Steve Perdone from the electric shop hook up a ground wire, an official ground wire, to the unloader to help reduce any static electricity. And so as you're pushing this towards the FME barrier to put the tube over the spent fuel pool and back, you need to be mindful that this ground wire needs to be expanded and contracted and rolled up as you do that. Okay, just another improvement on our boric acid unloader tool. Okay, here we are up in the spent fuel pool. The boric acid unloader is retracted back, and now we're going to push it into the pool. Go ahead, guys. We're lifting it up off the FME barrier and allowing it to go in and rest on the bottom yellow rail, and then we bring it down so the front wheels are at the tape spots, and now we're chalking all four wheels, so everything's good there, and we've extended it down. Now if you see in this video, we've also added a rope, okay, which goes down onto the second piece of PVC pipe, and that is specifically in case that pipe, even though that's a nice solid coupling, in case that pipe decides to come loose, it will tighten up and prevent the pipe from going into the spent fuel pool. So it's actually a tether, a big old tether that we put on this. So that's a good thing. And now, what we're doing now is we've rolled it up. It's all set to go. We've got our contaminated tape there at the FME line. The next thing we're doing is we're going to get two guys to lift this 55-pound bag of boric acid over here, and then we're going to cut it open with a pair of scissors. That's it, using good lifting techniques. Use all your good tools. There we're holding it, just letting it rest right on the side of the stainless steel 30-gallon drum. And we're going to cut it open with a pair of scissors. And by the way, we're going to get a trash bag, trash can here. Okay, so we've dumped in one bag, and we've verified that the drum itself, when you're done using this, put the lid back on, because that way it's a good FME barrier and prevent people from dropping trash in it and that kind of stuff. And if you see, it does have ops stenciled on it, okay, in gold, and it's going to be in gold and red. So this is not a trash can. This is a boric acid stainless steel can. This is a very expensive can. Okay, so the next thing is we've got one bag of boric acid in. We're going to take our suction with our quick disconnect and hook it up to our suction hose. Okay, there we go. We got our quick lock. Okay, and then we take our hose off, and we're going to put it in. And then what we're going to do, again, if you remember, vacuum cleaner takes the suction and provides a vacuum up here, and then here's our suction tube, which is going to bring the boric acid up. Okay, Garrett, go ahead and turn it on. And you're going to do it nice and slow. Yep, and you can see if I can get a shot of the boric acid going through. You can see the boric acid going through the tube. So vacuum cleaner providing a vacuum up there, and we're sucking the boric acid, and you can see it going through. There you go, that's a decent shot. And remember, here is our grounding wire, okay? So you need to be mindful of that. And just so everybody knows, when we set this thing up at the beginning of our silica skid campaign and start adding, we're not going to be taking it down and taking it up. The only way we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking it, pushing it forward into the spent fuel pool, and then retracting it back so that the tube is out of the spent fuel pool and not hanging over the spent fuel pool, so we can drive the spent fuel pool handling machine around. So keep in mind that we need to make sure to pull a vacuum. We got this hand valve here, this slider valve. This has to be shut, otherwise you're not going to get a vacuum. And continuing to suck up the boric acid, nice and slow. And then we'll suck it all up in there, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here we are. We're almost done with all the boric acid. Okay, we want to make sure that the hose doesn't have anything clumped in it. So just kind of jiggle it, okay, and make sure that the hose is nice and clear all the way up. Okay, and Ricky, you're doing a great job at jiggling that hose. Nice job. Okay, then from there, shut off the vacuum cleaner. It got quieter. Quick disconnect. Okay, hang it up here. Okay, keep in mind, this is our tool. And then we're going to hook up an air fitting. Okay, quick coupling air fitting. That's a ball valve. Okay, it's a 90-degree ball valve. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook it up via air hose. Okay, so we want to make sure the ball valve's shut. We got the air hose hooked up. And that goes back over here to, and this is an air trap, and this is what I want to talk about. Here is plant air, blue. Here is plant service water, green. We do not want to hook up the plant service water. That's a no-no. Air trap, blue. Blue's good, blue's air. Hook up to air. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open the plant air valve approximately 2 turns, get some pressure on the line, and then we'll adjust it. Go ahead and open it up 2 turns. Okay? So we're going to cut in air. And then from there, we're going to control the discharge, the air pressurization with our ball valve over here. Okay, now we got the hose pressurized, the valve's shut right now. So the next thing we want to do is we want to open the slider valve. Okay, Ricky, if you can go ahead and open that. Yep, go ahead. And you can see the boric acid starting to flow out already. We haven't pressurized it at all, and you can see it start to go down. Okay, so it's starting. You see it there. Starting to flow down. Okay, this is one bag. And then we're going to cut in some air. Slowly cut in air. This doesn't need to be fast. We're going to slowly go ahead and cut in some air. You hear it? Okay. We're going to pressurize it a little bit. And what that's doing is that's helping motor any boric acid that may be sitting out, and it's moving on out. And you see there isn't a big dust cloud or anything like that. Okay? And you keep an eye on it until you see no more boric acid going out. You see it's flowing out there really nice, and we're about probably like 3 minutes into this single bag. And you can observe it from the side, so go on over to the side and observe it over there. And you can see the boric acid very nicely coming out. In addition, another thing that this does is it kind of gives a good pattern on the spent fuel pool water, and that'll help dissolve it faster rather than just dumping it down with a 5-gallon bucket and you've got a big clump going down. This will help dispense it out a little bit faster, and it should be absorbed in the spent fuel pool water easier and faster. If you look up here, you can see Looks pretty clean. Not much coming down. We're done? Yep, done. We're going to shut the valve. Shut the valve. Pressure in this line, so we're going to have to depressurize the line, and then you do it all over again. Ideally, when you're done with this should be disconnected, and the hose should be wrapped up underneath the thing and go from okay, 55-pound bag, 2 people. Use good lifting techniques, okay? And we're gonna do 2 bags up into the hopper, okay? See how Gary walked right in front of the camera? It's a good video. Okay. There's 1 bag. And again, we're gonna work on getting a trash can up here so we don't take the boric acid bags across to SAM them out right now, and that way we won't have like boric acid fines, which provides a slippery material on the surface. We don't want that. Okay, there's 1 bag down. Now we want to get another bag. Another two-person bag. All right, 2 bags. We got 2 bags in the stainless steel drum. Next thing we're going to do is we've got our quick coupling with our vacuum cleaner. These guys are not used to being in front of a camera, so they like to stand in front of it. Nice and slow, John, just a little bit. Circular motion usually helps. Yep, there you go. Technique for doing this, you don't want to sit there and jam it in the boric acid and cause a big lump of boric acid in the bottom. So just do it like you do the resin for like blowdown ion exchanger, something like that. Hold it in one spot, and you see how Ricky's just jiggling it, and just watching to see it flow through the tube slowly, little chunks, and it works just great.
Good, not just dry.
Okay. Now we're going back to trainee again. Okay, jiggle, John. No, kind of bigger jiggle than that.
How's that?
All right. There you go. There you go. Nice and slow. Okay, for training purposes, the barrel's empty, but for training purposes, I'm having John lean over this thing and sucking. What's the problem with this picture? Look at that, earplugs, LED, badge, almost hanging down into the thing. So when you're doing this, okay, you go shut off the vacuum. When you're doing this, you need to make sure that you're not having items on your person hanging over there that can get sucked up from the barrel with the boric acid that we're trying to keep as clean as possible up into there. Because if that happens, then we're going to have to lower this or go up with the ladder and open that up and basically take all the stuff out. Actually, we'd probably dump it out from here and dump it down into a barrel, okay? So FME purposes, be very, very careful about what's hanging over the barrel while you're sucking up the boric acid. So what we've done is we've got 2 bags of boric acid that we've sucked up out of the stainless steel drum. We've disconnected with our quick disconnect. And over here, we've got our quick disconnect with our valve that we verified is shut. And we're going to hook that up to our suction line. All right, let's hook that up. Okay, so that's hooked up. Okay, the suction, and now we're going to go open the air valve 2 turns using good star on the label to make sure that we're doing a plant air, PA, air trap. We don't want to do PSW. We don't want to do service water. We want to do plant air. Blue, good. Okay, let's go ahead. 2 turns open. 2 to 3 turns open. Air's being pressurized. And now the next step, as we come back over here, is to come up and open the slide valve. Okay, Ricky, go ahead.
Okay. Ready, G? Okay.
There it goes, and you can see it's getting full. Okay, and it's starting to dump down into the spent fuel pool. Here we go. And you can let it dump for a while until it like really slows down, and then cut in the air. Okay, you want to cut in the air slowly, very slowly. Okay, cut in the air slowly. Okay. You can see, oh, there it goes. There goes air filling that up. Increase a little bit of the air. And there you have it. 2 bags done. Now, one of the things we probably want to do is after we get done blowing down, and you can see how this tube is actually clear, and you can see whether or not there's boric acid in here. So after we're done, we want to cut off the air, and to make sure that the line's depressurized, it's probably a good order to shut the air off at the station. And that way it depressurizes the line, and then shut the air off here. So we shut the air off at the station. We'll go through using good touch star, very nice. Plant air, very good. Excellent. All right. So that allows this line to be depressurized. And then we'll shut this valve of our tool. All right, 90 degrees, and disconnect it. Okay, so what we've done is we put 2 bags of boric acid into the pool, okay, in one single shot. We're hanging up the hoses, getting things out of the way, and we want to make sure that we back it up so we can run the spent fuel pool handling machine. We have our radiation safety technician here doing some smears for us, and we're going to be backing this back off. And as you do it, as we do back it, we're going to unlock. As we back it off, this is going to come closer to the FME, so we're going to have to watch it come out, okay, and see how it's riding on that, and then bring it until the coupling is just right over on the clean side. Coupling right over on the clean side, and stop it right there. Now keep in mind, there might have been some residual boric acid that we may have to go clean up later, and there's just a small little pile that we'll clean up at some point in time when we decide to go in there. So now we'll do that. We've got it smeared, and we've got it locked down. Okay, everything's good. All 4 wheels are locked. Everything's safe, and then we want to make sure we go ahead and unplug our vacuum cleaner from our power pack and go from there. Okay, these quick disconnects have also got an additional item here. They got a safety latch, which is good. It's good for FME purposes. And so to open it, you gotta do that, unlock it, and then go from there. Otherwise, when you quick disconnect, it's locked up and it's locked firmly in place. So that's a good safety item. So just be mindful of that as you operate this tool.